Hey guys, what's happening? So we're back taking a look at some updated information. We got new maps to show you because persons were asking me yesterday via WhatsApp whether or not people would die in the Caribbean if there was a nuclear war someplace. Look, you would only die basically from the radioactive materials floating in the air this far when the air is circulating. But if bombs were to be dropped in the Caribbean, I mean nuclear bombs, yes, people will die because we have to remember we are in America's backyard and Russia would love to target the backyard of America. Not saying they would bomb the Caribbean, but Cuba is where they are affiliated with, and Venezuelan places like that where you see submarines for Russian usually hang out. So if they decide they want to send off some nukes, it's easy to do that. But what would happen in the Caribbean if they do in terms of the islands? Well, millions of people could die. Let's take a look at this one. Like, for instance, in Jamaica, we're looking at if one of Russia's largest bombs, which was tested, which is the Tsar Bomba, if that was to land in Jamaica in a specific spot, and you see where I put the dot there, May pen inside there, it spreads out. This is actually what an air burst would look like. Not the surface, but from the air. If it explodes over, this is the amount of casualties you would get: 151,880, and estimated injuries. More than 500,000 people would be injured. And this is the air burst. This is not the surface. If we were to do the surface and detonate that bomb, this is what the numbers would look like right there. This is surface, 85,260, and the estimated injuries would be 350,000 plus. So you can see the airburst is worse than the surface detonation. So you see how dangerous the surface detonation is. The airburst, of course, would be to a certain area. It would only be to a certain locale. And then as you look at it, it does not even reach Cuba. Just trying to show you how bad things could get if bombs were to drop anywhere on any Caribbean island. If you take a look at this one, for instance, in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm looking for the bigger islands. This is airburst, and we're using again one of the largest USSR bombs which have been tested. And if you look at the airburst, you see what happens here. It's about 429,000 fatalities, which mean dead people, and estimated injuries would be 259,000. And look at the spread of the map where you're seeing it here. It goes all the way into Tobago. See that? If we were to do the surface detonation, you can see the spread and the amount of people. Look at that. It goes all the way up into Barbados, completely takes over Tobago, and that's the amount of fatalities out there. I'm just showing you guys what can actually take place and how dangerous these things are. People said that we are scaring people. We're not scaring anyone. We're just giving you information and educating you on how dangerous these things are. If we could go to another map, I think this one is for Barbados, and this is also airburst. And if you look at it, you'll see the fatalities is basically the entire population. If you look at that, 222,000, that's basically taking out the entire population, really. If you were to do a surface detonation of the large bomb as well, you can see what happens here. You have 186,000 fatalities, 79,000 around there injuries. These are just some maps that we're just trying to update you and showing you what can actually take place if things were to go haywire and somebody decided to launch some attack there in the Caribbean. Look at this. This is in Cuba. This is a surface detonation, and the estimated fatalities will be over 1 million, of course, and the estimated injuries be close to 500,000. And it goes all the way into Miami. And if you were to do an airburst in this area as well, a similar situation in this area, that's their number of fatalities, 1.3 million. So, guys, I just wanted to bring you up to date on these things. The more education you get, the more you know it's not scaremongering, it's not frightening anyone. It's just to show you how dangerous these things are and why nobody should really be happy for these things. Why nobody should really be saying, oh, America should really detonate one in Russia or Russia should detonate one in the US. Look, we know it's going to happen. Somebody's gonna tangle with one of these nuclear weapons one of these days. It must come to pass. But we're not agitating for anything right now. But we know it's going to come to pass one of these days. I'm just showing you how devastating it can be. So take it easy, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.